What's up, my reseller friends? My name is Sabrina. I thrift to resell on eBay and Mercari, and in this video I'm going to show you some of the items that have sold for me within the last week or so. So I guess I'll grab my computer and we will just jump right into it.
So just this past weekend, I was at a yard sale and someone had a whole bunch of DVDs for 50 cents a piece. I feel like I've gotten a lot better at knowing which DVDs are good ones and which ones aren't. So really have stopped buying a lot of DVDs in bulk when I see them, and I just go ahead and pick and choose what I want to list. I grabbed this movie. What is it called? Snapdragon, because I had never heard of it before, and I saw that Pam Anderson was in it, and I know that there's a little bit of hype going on with her and Tommy Lee right now because of their Hulu show, which is so good, by the way. I was so sad at the end of that show. I was like, this is such a sad story. Like, it totally is tragic. But anyways, I thought I'd give this a try. And when I got home and looked up the comps on this one, I saw it wasn't really worth much. I threw it on for $5.99, hoping this would give me a quick sale, and it did. My profit on this, after everything is said and done, has got to be about $1.50 or something like that. But you know what? These types of quick sales are really healthy for my store, so I don't mind doing it. Next is this Duke of Hazzards. Now, this is brand new sealed, and I've had this listed for over a year. I did get this at the yard sales, I believe, in 2020. And the other day, I had a lot going on that day, and I was just behind, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to get as many new listings done as I wanted to. So I went through and looked at some of my oldest listings because I put them in categories. So like I went back and looked at all my listings from 2019, 2020, and I reevaluated all those listings. I ended them, and I went ahead and relisted all of them. I picked about 30, I believe, and then I went ahead and I relisted them as new listings. But I changed a lot of stuff, like I messed with the titles. I looked up comps like all over again as if I was like listing it for new. And I looked up the comps on this one. I had it listed for $9.99, and I saw that it wasn't really worth $9.99, that there were more listings that had more of a competitive pricing. So I went ahead and I readjusted that, and I lowered my price, and it sold within a couple of days. Sorry if I look all weird. I'm like slouched over. I'm being kind of lazy tonight. Next one is this Wii Game. So, my gosh, this really helped me out so much. My sales would probably be a lot worse this week if it wasn't for this. My husband went through and picked out a bunch of video games that he didn't want anymore and I could sell. And he had about 30 games. So I was pretty happy about that. They were half of them were Wii and the other half were Nintendo DS. So I got all of those listed yesterday, I believe. And I've already sold quite a few of them. And this was one of them, Guitar Hero 5 for the Wii, $20. Next is this AC/DC women's shirt that's got this little fray going on it. I had bought it at a yard sale a whole bunch of women band tees, and it was mostly like all classic rock type tees, and they were all like larger sizes, so like double X and extra large, and those sizes sell really well for me. So I was really happy that I was able to find all these, and they were only 50 cents a piece. And that's something that I've noticed here in California. Like, there's so many band tees everywhere. I have so many band tees in my store now. So yeah, I was pretty happy. I listed like all of the tees that I got from her, like all the women's ones. I just listed them all at $15 plus shipping or best offer. And I'm basically planning that I will accept any offer on these tees of $10 or more. I may consider under 10, but it depends on which t-shirt it is and how long it's been listed for. But for the most part, I'm trying to get between 10 to 15 for each one of these shirts. So yeah, someone sent me an offer for $10 on this one and I accepted it. Quick sale. Next is this My Little Pony wedding cake accessory. These are the types of things, like if you could buy toys like in grab bags or something like that, or even like if I'm at a yard sale and I see like a lot of loose toys just lying around, I'll just gather all of them up and I'll buy them, because normally with loose toys at yard sales, it's really rare that someone will be like, oh, let me count how many of the toys you have. They'll just kind of look at what you have and give you a price. But these types of things, like you never know, like some of these just little toys are just worth decent money. Like I found out what this was by just doing Google Lens, right? And it was 15 bucks. Next is this rock shirt. This is a vintage 2000 shirt. I accepted an offer on this one. I knew that I wanted to get somewhere between 50 to 75 for it. And I think the offer I accepted was for 55 plus shipping. And I was totally cool with it. I paid $1 for the shirt, either $1 or 50 cents at a yard sale. Next are these Nightmare Before Christmas van shoes for kids. Now, any Disney Vans items sell really, really well. So if I ever see them, I pick them up. It's really, really rare that I find them. But like these ones, like even the kids, because I don't like selling kid shoes. Been there, done that, tried it. They're not profitable for me. So I typically don't sell kid shoes unless they're like given to me or something. But these ones are definitely an exception. So I accepted an offer on these ones, I believe, or did I? I don't know. I can't remember. But I had to have gotten somewhere between $20 to $25 for these shoes, plus the cost of shipping. And I got these at a yard sale, and I believe I paid $2 for them. Next is this Darth Maul Lego piece. Is sold for $16. I had it listed for $20, but I did accept an offer of $16. I did buy a whole bunch of mini figure Lego toys at a yard sale. I filled up a bag for $5 that came from this. Next is this Xbox 360 Pixar game called Rush. I did buy a huge lot of DVDs on Facebook Marketplace, and this just happened to randomly be in that lot. This was the only video game that was in it, but I was really excited about it because it was brand new, sealed. And these retired video games, if they're sealed, you're looking at like so much more profit versus it being open. Like I think this game open was probably only worth like $7 or $8. But because it's brand new sealed, I was able to sell it for $30. I actually had it listed for $40, I believe. And someone sent me the $30 offer and I took it. Next is a Michael's Kors bathing suit, one piece. I like to sell Michael Kors. I paid $1 for this at a yard sale. It sold for $23. Next are these Barbie shoes. Now, I have no problems selling just Barbie shoes like alone. Like I don't need to bundle them up with other shoes. Sometimes I do. But if they're kind of like unique shoes, I'll just sell them singly. And I always like to model them on the actual doll or on a doll, because it just kind of, for one, I'm showing this is a Barbie size shoe, but then it just helps sell it. So I always have the dolls model the shoes. And yeah, these were little moccasins and they sold for $10. Next is a throw pillow. This was on my daughter's bed with her old bedding set that she used to have. I think my mom had bought this for her. I always feel bad when I sell things that people buy for us, but my daughter did outgrow this. She did get use out of it. It looked really cute on her bed at the time when she had that set. But I just know that like a lot of like home good stuff does sell pretty good. The only thing with me is that I don't like to list them. So I only really sell home good type things if it's something I already had or I just come across it for like super cheap. But I was really surprised that this sold because it sold to an international buyer. Like I don't know how much money they spent on shipping, but I feel like it had to have been a lot just for this random throw pillow. They must not be able to find sequence pillows wherever they live. Next is this set of Meanies Plush from the 90s. I thought these were super cool when I found them. I'm a 90s kid myself, but I had never heard of these before. Let me know in the comments if you own these, because I think they're really cool. The rabbit is combing his hair, but it's like tangled, and he's called Bad Hair, like as in like the rabbit hair day. And then the dog right here, he's picking his nose. It's kind of hard to see it in the picture. Oh, but if you see like right here on his fingertip, he's got like boogers on it, and he's like picking his nose. Well, this set sold for $15. Not much, but they were a fun pickup, and they sold fairly quickly it was like less than a month. Next is this goofy toy from McDonald's. And the reason I'm showing you this is because some McDonald's toys sell. This isn't a lot. It was $6.99, but it's super easy to ship this, store this, take pictures of this. I got it from a grab bag, so it was going to be one of those things where I either list it or I get rid of it, like one or the other. I listed it, got a couple bucks from it. Next is Wishbone Frankenstein Vhs. I've had this for a couple months, but it did sell for $11.38. It was on sale. But yeah, I like selling VHSs if I can find ones that are worth like $10 or more. I have no problem shipping these out. Next is this Beanie Baby from 1999. It's called Flip the Cat. He's an 11-inch kitten, sold for $20 plus the cost of shipping. Now, I wanted to point this out because the Beanie Babies that are the larger sizes do really well. I always buy those at yard sales. Normally, people are just trying to get rid of those so I can get them for $1 or less. And this was a great flip, and it sold pretty quickly. Next is this My Little Pony. Now, all the modern My Little Pony is really hard to sell, most of it, not all of it. Of course, there's always exceptions. But the vintage My Little Pony sells great. Now, this is a piece from 1984, and I was really excited when I looked at comps on it because comps were about 20 bucks. I think it was like 25 bucks for this pony. So I was pretty excited. But when I went to take pictures of it, I noticed that her hair was chopped off. So that sucked. So I just went ahead and put in the subject line that this is damaged and listed it for $10 just to see what would happen, and it sold. And I was so glad I listed it because it was really easy to list, and I made a couple of extra dollars off of it, and it's better than it just going in that donation bag, right? Next is a Samsung Chromebook. I don't like selling electronics. Like, I basically have given up electronics. I don't like selling them. I always have problems. People love to scam. And also I just like, there's always like issues with them, right? So I've just decided that I'm like done with electronics. But I did take my husband to a yard sale, and he found this, and he thought I should buy it. So I was just like, okay. But, you know, I sold it for $45 plus the cost of shipping. The person left me positive feedback, so I know they're happy. So it all turned out okay. Not a big deal. So, you know, I'll buy electronics here and there. But for the most part, when I go out sourcing, I don't look at electronics anymore unless it's like video game related. This was like my best sale of like the week. So this vintage dress It's called Martha's Miniatures. This is what the tag looks like. Remember this. This dress sold for $200 plus the cost of shipping. And I was super stoked on that. I bought this at a yard sale. I paid $1. And I actually listed the hanger that it came on separately. The hanger didn't come with the dress. But I was like, I'll list this hanger too, because it was like this really cute vintage hanger. But yeah, $200, guys. And it even had flaws. See if you can see right there. There's like a little stain. I don't know if that's a stain or if it's snagged. It could be both. Kind of see it. So it did have some flaws. But for the most part, for its age and considering that it's white, I feel like it was in really, really good condition. I did have it listed for $250 or best offer, but I knew I would take anything 200 or more, and anywhere between 100 to 200 I would ponder on. Somebody did send me an offer for $100, and I was like, I need to ponder on this one. So I thought about it for a little bit, and then I got the $200 offer, and I was like, sold. So this item came from a Spongebob operation game. So I bought this game not realizing that there was missing pieces, because I bought a bunch of games from this girl, and she told me that all the pieces were there. Of course she did. And of course, there were missing pieces. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to part out whatever pieces are there. So that's what I did. And I sold these for $8. Plus, I still have more pieces from this game listed on eBay. So, you know, I'm fine with it. Last item I have to show you is actually, I had bought a Mario Kart Hot Wheels set. It was really cool, but I didn't want to sell the set. I wanted to part it out. So I paid $10 for it, and I've parted it out. And I've already sold quite a few parts from it. I've already made all my money back. So it's all profit from here on, all the other parts that I sell. So yeah, I'm really big on parting things out. I don't like to ship big items. So if I can find like bigger items at yard sales that can be parted out like this, I'll definitely do it.
Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you found this video helpful or useful in any way at all. Don't forget to like it, and never forget, when you thrift upon a star, all your dreams will come true. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.